indeed. Here you go. You ready to go?
I am. I just had to play the really cool opening movie graphic thing that the cool people over at the Dutch Starcraft League have made for us, and it's quite awesome. So, all right, here in the bottom right-hand corner of GSL Daybreak, we have playing for Team UCAPselvfølg over. What's their website again?
UCAP. Don't ask me that. UCAP-esports.co.uk. If it's the right UCAP, I really hope it is now.
I hope so as well. But he's playing the blue Zerg down here for UCAP Esports. We'll see if he can make it pretty deep into this one once again. We got JayPower.
And of course, in the bottom left-hand corner, the red. Oh my god, that's going to annoy me. The red Protoss player called Terran. He's in the bottom left, and apparently he's never played on Whirlwind before, so we'll see what he decides to do. I mean, if you're a little bit uncomfortable on a map, very often we'll see kind of big 2 base timings or 3 base timings, all Inish play, and as a Protoss player against a Zerg, it's very you've got a vast amount of builds to pick from to really make any of them happen.
Yeah, there are quite a few indeed, as the brackets just somehow popped up on my screen. That was pretty cool.
Brackets we wanted you 20 minutes ago, or half an hour ago, not now.
Not bad, but it looks like maybe not the most super all-in build right here, as we already have a Forge coming out on the low ground for Terran, so going to be looking for that pretty standard Forge Fast Expand, and then maybe look for some kind of a 2-base build. JayPower has sent his drone out very early, gets a scout off on our Protoss player, sees that Forge Fast Expand, and already now we have his drone going to be moving out. Going to be a 15 pool, 16 hatchery.
Yeah, and he's just being safe because he knows, hey, the possibility of a cannon rush is there if I go for the hatch first, so why would it do anything other than look at that? The evolution chamber trick is just going down at the natural of the Protoss player. Yeah.
I love it.
Wow.
I actually love this. It is one of the cooler tricks in the book. It actually took me a really long time to actually master the mechanics behind this trick, but it's very cool. And what you can see already is that it's automatically going to force out a second cannon from your Protoss player. This costs you a total of 150 minerals plus a drone in order to execute this trick, and it's actually going to cost your opponent 150 minerals from an extra cannon. And then if you play super greedy behind that, the second cannon is not going to matter to you as a Zerg, and it's going to delay your opponent's economy by about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes.
Yeah, and even on top of that, if Terran isn't careful here, he can lose that probe to the broodlings, and well, there go the broodlings, and they look like they might be able to get that probe. It's going to be close. The probe
No.
just gets away. Wow.
Yeah, like you said, normally you're able to get that one, but Terran did a good job of positioning his probe slightly further away than normal, and then the broodlings also weren't auto-targeted. They weren't perfectly targeted there. They rushed for the cannon and then came back for the probe, which ultimately led for its demise. And speaking of super greedy now, our Zerg player dropping his second and now third hatcheries behind this, going to go into a pretty standard Zerg play.
Yeah, the kind of standard Zerg player, just as you're saying. I mean, we've all seen this one before, and it's just going to be the gases 3 hatch. He's going to be teching up a little bit later on, probably taking his gases around the 6-minute mark, his Rotron and Eva chamber about a minute later, and then really start spending his gas on the speed, the lair, roach speed when that finishes up, and teching if he wants to. Although it'll depend, of course, what the Protoss player Terran, what he decides to go for first. I mean, if he goes for 2 base, we're probably not going to see JayPower decide to tech up at all.
Yeah, so we'll see as that Nexus coming down very late. Just what kind of an effect do you think this is actually going to have on the build? Well, we already see part of the build being revealed here, as +1 weapons is going to come down for our Protoss. Maybe just a little bit later than you would expect, but investing the extra minerals in a second cannon and then getting the Nexus down late, is that just going to delay everything, or does our Protoss player actually have to change his build?
Well, I mean, I think it forced him to get the Nexus after his gateway, and even Cybernetics Core, maybe the Cybernetics Core got it, but it forces the Nexus to come down a lot later than it could have done. So it kind of means that the warp gate may be out a little bit faster because the gateway came down a little faster, but any kind of timing with that warp gate, well, there won't be as much of an economy behind it. So we're seeing a lot of Chrono boost go down. Aggressive players. Ooh, that was nasty lag spike.
That was a nasty lag spike. I think that might have actually been me. So maybe it's me lagging on Skype and not you.
See, I can see it's maybe it's me though.
Yeah, well,
Who knows?
That's true. I don't know.
So,
but well, hopefully we don't have that again. Of course, don't want to disturb the players in their playing environment right now and throw them off the game. But like you said, that warp gate perhaps coming out a little bit earlier, and as an additional 3 gates have gone down now from our Protoss player, we're going to see that 4 gate plus 1 pressure that's going to come out right now. Even a Twilight Council being thrown down behind this, so probably going to be a 4 gate plus 1 pressure, and then could follow it up with something like a 7 gate plus 2 blink.
yeah, probably the most viable thing right now, unless he actions into trying to take a third base with some kind of blink. I don't see what else to do other than get DTs with the Twilight Council. I think that's a bit unlikely right here. The probe's going to get picked off, and that kind of delays the ability of getting more pylons up. And this first pylon might actually go down, and well, that just shuts down the attack completely. And now Terran's not going to get all. He's forced minimal units, and JayPower immediately just goes straight back to droning, and he's going to be happy knowing that, hey, my opponent wanted to be aggressive. He probably invested a lot into that attack, and now it's come to nothing.
Yeah, so what is he going to do with these gateways now? Like, when you have these infrastructure buildings up, you want to be warping in off them constantly to keep your supply up and your mineral bank down. As we already see, our red Terran, not red Terran, our red Proton Terran banking up to 700 minerals right now. What should he be warping in?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's getting a lot of minerals, and really he just wants to be added on them gateways, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Because so he is going to go up to the 7 gates. A brilliant call from Beef. 7 gate plus 2 Blink Stalker all in is what we're going to see. And JayPower, he's got an Overseer in the base of his opponent. He's going to be able to actually scout everything out. He's already seen the Twilight Council. He actually already saw the gateway start as well, and so he should have no doubt at all about what this is going to be. And yeah, the Overseer's getting second scout if the first wasn't enough.
Wow. That is a hero Overseer right there. And I need to actually point out, I was wrong. This is an 8 gate blink. So this is the all-in
really
variant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just dropped an extra gateway. So he is feeling very, very behind right now, which he probably should be. When you invest that much into the 4 gate and absolutely nothing comes into it, you're pretty damn behind. Our Zerg player has already hit that 60 drone count. He should be completely done making drones. And by the time that this 8 gate blink hits, our Zerg's probably going to be up to 150 to 160 supply in Zerglings, speed roaches with +1. In about another minute and a half, those roaches are even going to have +2.
And JayPower, he's already moving some units across the map. He's going to try and engage us as fast as possible. And actually, look at this. Terran, he's just going to try and expand off this. He realizes that this attack's not going to work out, not after it's been scouted. And he will try to expand here, but I'm not sure if that's the best decision. These roaches are going to start getting aggressive right now, and Terran is off the supply of his opponent, and these sentries are very vulnerable.
Going to need good force fields right here, and those aren't necessarily the best. Going to lose 2 sentries in the front. Roaches have made their way into the natural as well. Going to need some warpings to try to deal with those. And the rest of the unit's going to be trying to retreat right now for JayPower. They come back in after the force fields have actually gone down. And Terran is actually in a lot of trouble at half the supply of his opponent. The roaches in the natural being cleaned up. There's some pretty decent force fields right there. But as he presses up into the roaches' range, he's going to lose a lot of stalkers. He needs to make use of the blink that he's invested so much in and forgetting to use right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's in a lot of trouble. And JayPower, well, this is the power of a Zerg who goes up to 60 drones, knows that they can go up to 60 drones uncontested, and then can just make units. Yeah, I mean, finally we're going to see some blink play finally coming out of Terran. So many roaches here that I don't think these stalkers are going to be enough at all, and JayPower is just going to continue streaming units across the map, and he's also now going to move up to pick off this third base, which will have to be cancelled from the Protoss.
There is the cancel on it. Of course, the Forge was lost as well. +2 from our Protoss player. That's killing me. Is actually finished up before the Forge was killed. But like you said, our Zerg player behind us, just look at the stream of units constantly coming out across the map as we're going into another lag spike right there. That's a little unfortunate. But, oh man, look at all these roaches. They're about to have +2 in 10 more seconds. He doesn't even care though. The Immortal going to be focused fired down. Down goes the Immortal, and even just going to go ahead and try to collapse onto these Stalkers. Good Blink's going to be coming in. Actually, really good Blink micro, but it's just not enough. The power is overwhelming. And look at that huge concave. The Stalker wall going to crumble, and now going into the building wall. GG comes out, and that's going to be it.